Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back to you with an article from August 1st from Red State, and it says, terrifying. Bernie Sanders wants to prosecute climate change dissenters. So we're going to go through what this old communist kook has to say and understand that, like, right off the bat, he's just saying, if you, like, he's used, let me take a step back here because I'm stumbling over my thoughts. But this is a typical progressive, which is just essentially authoritarianism by another name. It's just if you don't trust what I have to say, then you should be jailed for speech. So Bernie Sanders can go jump off a cliff in Minecraft. As far as I'm concerned, and there's the old kook himself, the old communist. So it says, it seems the climate change hysteria crowd is having trouble convincing people that we are all going to die in a gargantuan fireball if we don't start driving electric vehicles and eating crickets. To remedy this issue, some progressive senators have concocted a novel idea: throw people in prison for arguing against left-wing ideas on climate change. Because there can't be any other truth allowed, just what they want. So sure, it's a bit authoritarian, but it would be effective, wouldn't it? So what's your job, folks out there, going to be in the gulag when you get put in there? For saying, yeah, maybe this is just not happening. Says Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders led a gaggle of fellow lawmakers in writing a letter to the Justice Department demanding that it prosecute people in the fossil fuel industry for saying things about climate change that progressives don't like. And, I see stuff like this and I go, I know it's not going to ever happen, but he should be censured, or if not, someone should just be like, you can't ever be a senator again because you're going against the Constitution. You're trying to silence people that you just don't agree with their opinion on. You don't deserve to hold the seat that you hold. Okay, go retire. You're 80 years old. You have a heart condition. You're useless here now. Just go away. Go away. There's a group of left-wing senators led by Senator Bernie Sanders, independent of Vermont, are demanding that the Justice Department prosecute the fossil fuel industry over its alleged climate disinformation campaign. And can we change this I here to a C for communist? That would be just a little more apropos. This is in a letter Monday to Attorney General Merrick Garland. The Senate coalition, also joined by Senators Ed Markey of Massachusetts, who's a kook himself, Jeff Merkley of Oregon, who's another one, and Elizabeth Warren, good old Pocahontas, argued fossil fuel companies have conducted a long-standing and carefully coordinated campaign to mislead Americans about the risk posed by global warming and discredit climate science in pursuit of profits. No, it's just because you guys are the ones that are actually wrong, but, go off. Because if the DOJ were to pursue such a case against the fossil fuel industry, it would mark the first time the federal government got involved in climate nuisance litigation. So the actions of ExxonMobil, Shell, and potentially other fossil fuel companies represent a clear violation of federal racketeering laws. Oh, F off with that nonsense. No, it doesn't. It says truth in advertising laws. No. Consumer protection laws. Yeah, I don't know about that. And potentially other laws. Yeah, just other stuff. And the department must act swiftly to hold them accountable for their unlawful actions. No, they're not. They're just, again, you guys just don't like what they're saying, even if they may actually be true. It says the 4 senators wrote to Garland on Monday. So the fossil fuel industry has had scientific evidence about the dangers of climate change and the role that burning fossil fuels play in increasing global temperatures for more than 50 years, the lawmakers continued. And you guys know this. What's the scientific evidence? Why don't we just say what it is instead of just saying there's evidence? Okay, because I guarantee you if someone was to come back to them and say, okay, well, what's the scientific evidence? They're probably going to be like, yeah, but they have it. Okay. So despite these companies' knowledge about climate change and the role their industry was playing in driving carbon emissions, they chose to participate in a decades-long, carefully coordinated campaign of misinformation to obfuscate climate change science or climate science and convince the public that fossil fuels are not the primary driver of climate change. Yeah, they're probably not, but again, go off. It says the American Petroleum Institute, the API, the fossil fuel industry's primary trade association, slammed the letter and reaffirmed its commitment to reducing emissions. It says the record of the past 2 decades demonstrates that the industry is achieving its goal of providing affordable, reliable American energy to U.S. consumers while substantially reducing emissions and our environmental footprint, a spokesperson said. Any suggestion to the contrary is false. So basically, Bernie and the gang think it's a good idea to send men with guns and badges to throw people in jail cells because they contradict the progressive narrative on climate change. Free speech be damned, right? Yeah, and again, like I said at the very beginning, that all progressivism is authoritarianism by another name. That's it. They just can't stand that people might have a different opinion than them on things. And they're progressive, so probably 99 times out of 100, if not at a higher frequency, they're wrong about stuff. So Trust me when I say they're wrong about this, too. This isn't exactly a shocker, is it? Says it was only a matter of time before authoritarian leftists started seeking to threaten people with jail time for voicing ideas and opinions that contradict progressivism. If the Justice Department acts on this request, it could set a precedent for using the government to punish speech in other areas. And then whoever's running the Justice Department should be like I know it's Merrick Garland, but whoever's in there that approves that, if it actually happened, should be like, have a public trial. Let's just go with that. And leave it there. So it's hard to see this as anything other than a ploy to send a message to those who might have differing opinions from Sanders and others who agree with him. They do not wish to advance their agenda through persuasion. They would rather silence people by threatening to imprison them. Hopefully the Justice Department doesn't go through with this, but if it does, perhaps the courts can put a stop to it. Yeah, these days, who the hell knows? But what do you guys think about this? What do you think about old doofus here, old doofus communist here, trying to get people in trouble for just saying things he doesn't like? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Talk to you soon. Bye.